Hey everybody, welcome to your new moon in Taurus Tarotscopes for the new moon today, May 19th. If you're catching this on the replay, well, you'll have this energy of the new moon in Taurus until June 3rd. And then we'll have our full moon in Sagittarius. Talk all about this new moon in Taurus and how you can make the most of it. If you're interested in your horoscope, with a link to your written horoscope is in the description below. So, we are out of eclipse season. Mercury is direct, although it is in its shadow period until the 31st of May. So essentially, it's going to be smoother sailing ahead. Isn't that nice? Hey, Arlen, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. So it's going to be a very interesting 2 weeks ahead. Hello, Kasmar. Thank you for joining. So we're going to talk all about this. The new moon in Taurus, if you notice, we have a lot of planets in Taurus still. The sun and the moon, of course. We had earlier today. We have Uranus. We have Mercury. We have the North Node, and now Jupiter. So we still have a lot of Taurus energy. If you're like me and a little bit bummed that Taurus season is over, it seemed to go by so fast. But we still have a lot of planets in Taurus, and we have this energy of the new moon for the next 2 weeks. Hey, Danny, nice to see you. So the cool thing with this Taurus new moon is that Venus is in Cancer. Now, Venus is in Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. And Taurus, we have a Taurus moon, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. So Venus and Cancer are in what we would call dual reception. So with these two energies playing really well together, it's going to go really, really well. You're going to be able to play with it. You hate Taurus? Well, you're going to love Taurus after this, because Taurus can make you a lot of money. Taurus can bring a lot of abundance into your life. Not only is the and Venus in mutual reception, but Mars in Cancer is making a beautiful sextile to that sun and that moon. So we want to look at wherever you have Cancer in your chart, and also, of course, 28 degrees of Taurus. There's a nice play of energy there. And we're going to talk all about how you can make the most of it, and we'll do a taroscope for your sign. So Aries, this is quite a awesome new moon for you, Aries. So love and abundance is coming into your life, especially in terms of finances. This is a new financial beginning for Aries. And because you have Venus in your solar fourth house, it's also a time of emotional security. And the two energies are really going really, really well together. So the more you can focus on feeling at home within the self, maybe making improvements to your home, that's going to be really, really helpful to you. So expect financial growth during this period over the next 2 weeks. It's a great time to plant seeds, new financial opportunities for income. You could start a new venture. You could enhance your financial situation. It's also a really nice new beginning for you in terms of home and family. Positive changes in personal life, your home environment, whatever makes you feel yummy and at peace within is going to be really good for you this new moon. It's also a time in which you may increase your self-worth and really explore your natural talents and abilities. You may find out that you're actually really good at something that you had overlooked before. And of course, Taurus is the manifester, one of the really strong manifestors. So you can really translate your dreams into reality. The big thing for Aries is to trust in the abundance that flows when you align your actions with your core values. Also, when you create a nurturing environment for yourself and you're feeling at peace within that inner peace, then you're going to be in receptive mode. So you're going to be allowing all of that money to come in, right? So in law of attraction, you always want to feel as if you had whatever it is that you want. So 𝐏𝐬𝐲𝐜𝐡 𝐿, for instance, he says really clearly that you want to give thanks and give gratitude for whatever it is that you want before you get it. So you're putting the cart before the horse, so you then can line up with it, and you're a vibrational match to it. So me inside, get really comfortable do whatever it is that you can to feel at home within the self. And then follow your inspired action, right? Follow your impulses, because that's going to lead to new money. Anything dealing with finances, really, really good. So let's see, Aries, what card you get for some wisdom with the tarot on your new moon in Taurus for Aries. What will help Aries make the most of this transit? Well, of course, Ace of Diamonds. So Ace of Pentacles is all about a new beginning in terms of Earth. So this is, you plant seeds for whatever it is that you want. So say you want more money, right? It is hitting your second house, this new moon. You could just really ask for more money, or you could get really specific and say, I really want to make money doing this, or this is how I want to move forward. With all of the aces in the tarot, they're going to require you to do something, right? But everything starts with a seed. And there is this notion of desire being action. So if you can allow yourself to align with your desire and really want that new money or that next level of prosperity, and you play over in your mind it happening, well, that's a seed that you're planting as well. But Ace of Diamonds is definitely a favorite card of a lot of Tauruses that I know, because it's the root powers of Earth. So a lot of financial winnings are available. But again, I would definitely do whatever it is that you can to get emotionally comfortable, get in your space, in your body. You may want to spruce up your home. That is a nice little trick to really get these energies of Venus and the moon, or Cancer and the moon in Taurus to work together. So maybe invest in some furnishings, maybe artwork, or just, tidy up your home more comfortable and let the money roll in. Yes. Additionally, for Taurus, well, Taurus, happy birthday to you. I'm sad that the sun's leaving your sign, to be honest, but we have plenty of Taurus planets still. It's okay. And this is a really cool new moon for you. I mean, it's your birthday new moon. So there's lots of love and abundance for you when it comes to your identity, your personality. Remember, your personality creates your personal reality. So when you change your personality, you change your reality. And you have Venus making that wonderful alignment, third house of communications. So it's all about you creating a new identity, a new personality, and communicating it. So it's a wonderful time for you, Taurus, for personal renewal, self-expression. You may want to refresh your image, maybe spruce up your wardrobe, or give yourself a makeover. Mercury is now direct. It's in its shadow until the 31st of May, but not a bad idea to focus a little bit on the package that you present to the world, just because if only because it gives yourself those subconscious cues of that role, and that's a very strong Taurus word, that new role you're playing. It's a wonderful time for you, Taurus, for effective communication and growing intellectually. You may want to learn something new or go further deep into a subject that you love. It's also a really great time for socializing and networking, new learning experiences. It's also a great time for you to just express your ideas and to communicate. So if you have something that you want to share with the world, this is a wonderful time to do it, for sure. For sure. So you want to trust the abundance that flows when you embrace your true self and you confidently communicate your ideas to the world. Like, that's going to be key. And when you are, changing your personality or changing the package you present to the world, you present yourself, well, you're communicating there too. So let's see, Taurus, what you get for your new moon in your sign Tarotscope to help you make the most of this time. What will help Taurus? What's some wisdom for Taurus? What's some wisdom for Taurus? The moon. How funny! The moon. So with the moon card, this is about changes and fluctuations. The advice with the moon typically is the wind is in your face. So unless you have to react, maybe don't to respond to things, don't react to things. I think with the moon card too, when the moon is in your sign, it can make you a little lunatic, right? It can make you more sensitive, especially with the sun and the moon. So I think with the moon card, it's a matter of your closing clearly an emotional cycle. And it's going to be up to you to determine what things you need to let go of, what things you need to release, and what things you want to bring in, right? So the moon is all about cycles. So if this is a rough patch for you, Taurus, this too will pass. But the general advice is to follow your intuition, to really get involved in your art, right? Do anything that allows you to escape way. Because when you allow yourself to escape in your work or your art, things are processing on because they're on the back burner. So it's sort of like you focusing on something and it's too much. You forget about it. And when you sleep or when you're doing something else, your mind will take care of it. But the big thing is trust the abundance when you embrace your authentic self and you communicate your ideas effectively. And happy birthday, Taurus. Gemini. So Gemini, this new moon is pretty cool for you too, of course. Love and abundance is coming to your spirituality. It's hitting your 12th house, this Taurus new moon. And you get in your second, which is really, really nice for your money. Money. You know, the 12th house is sort of one of those things. You don't see the results of it right away because it's behind the scenes, it's hidden in your chart. The 12th house represents your spirituality. It's a time of introspection. Gemini, you're a very, very social sign, but when you have a 12th house transit, it's a good idea to lay low or to keep your privacy. Time of self-reflection, connecting to your higher self, anything that you can do to really impress upon your subconscious what you want to be true, because we get in life what we are by virtue of like attracting like, but we get what we are in life based upon what we believe about ourselves on a subconscious level. So this is a really good time, Gemini, to create a vision board. It's a really good time to focus on what you want. That's the main rule and law of attraction. We get what we concentrate on. And with Venus in your second, well, this is a great time of financial healing. There's a nice flow of energy between your spirituality and your material life. So you may get great intuition in regard to your finances. You know, if you trust your intuition, you're like, I don't know why I want to call this person, or I don't know why I want to reconnect. Trust yourself, right? It's also a time when you're under a 12th house transit. It's an ending period. Excuse me. And so you're letting go of emotional baggage. It's a time of emotional healing, releasing past pain, any unresolved emotions. And the big thing for you is to trust in your abundance that flows when you align your material goals with your spirituality, right? How is money, in a lot of respects, a spiritual pursuit? There are some people that think money is, filthy lucre. And that's not going to help you attract it, right? You want to have a good relationship with money, and on a subconscious level, you believe that you are rich and that you are worthy of abundance, financial abundance, and other forms of abundance too. So let's see, Gemini, what you get for your new moon in Taurus. Some wisdom from the tarot for you, Gemini. Well, you got 3 of Pentacles. So this is a card, a few things with this card. One, it's about giving things the works, right? So in light of your 12th house, you might want to embark upon a very, very strategic self-empowerment program. So maybe you do affirmations, maybe you journal, Maybe you do gratitude lists. Gratitude list is a really good idea all the time, but especially under a 12th house transit, because when you assume your identity as somebody who is in gratitude, that puts you immediately in receptive mode. In fact, it actually helps you to receive more because you're in that state of already having received. So I would do anything that you can to really impress upon your subconscious those visions and those ideas that you want to be true. Also with the 3 of discs, this is about teamwork and competence. So not only is it you giving things the works, but it's recruiting other people. Maybe professionals can help you. Maybe you need a coach or a therapist, or maybe you'll just read a lot of books, right? You'll give them the works. But this is suggesting that you put your energy into whatever it is that you want to achieve, but particularly focusing on your subconscious beliefs during this period. You mostly want something, but if you don't believe that you can have it, it's going to create a conflict, right? That's why affirmations don't work unless you actually feel abundant. If you're saying, I'm rich, I'm abundant, but you're feeling like you're a pauper, or you're feeling like you're in scarcity, it couldn't really work for you. Feel that level of abundance and give it the works. Give the works. Work really hard for that. So enjoy your new moon, Gemini. Cancer, you got Venus in your sign and Mars in your sign. Hot, hot, hot. Very, very hot, Cancer. You're probably feeling very sexy and feeling your oats. It's a nice little transit for you as well. So love and abundance is all around you when it comes to your hopes, dreams, wishes, ideals. Also your friends and your community, because the Taurus energy is in your solar 11th. And also it's making that wonderful sextile and in mutual reception with your sign. So the 11th house is about social connections, your tribe. There's a wonderful thing about connecting with groups of people, because we're all communicating telepathically. When you're in a group environment, you're communicating even more telepathically with more people. And what does that do? Well, that gives you ideas, right? Gives you ideas. It makes you smarter. It helps you to see things from different perspectives, right? The 11th house also has to do with your highest hopes, dreams, wishes, and goals, which is really nice. So it's a time to really think about what your personal goals and aspirations are. It's a great time of collaboration and teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. You might have an opportunity over the next 2 weeks to join forces with others who share a similar mindset or vision. The 11th house has to do with like-minded people. So if you're looking for a group of people to hang with that really get you, this is a really good time. You also are in a really good space right now for more self-expression and leadership. In fact, in a group, you may decide that you want to take on a leadership position. That could be cool. Hey, Ali, nice to see you. So let's see, Cancer, what will help you. Some wisdom for the tarot, from the tarot, for your new moon in Taurus. What will be of benefit for you to hear, Cancer? Wisdom from the tarot. Wisdom for Cancer. Wisdom for Cancer. How wonderful is this? It's your, the major arcana has either a planetary in the tarot, the 22 first cards are major arcanas, and the major arcanas either have a planetary or an astrological correspondence. And the Chariot is your card. It's ruled by Cancer. Now, this card is really interesting. It's about hard control, right? Specifically, which is very ironic because Cancer is highly emotional, right? They're very emotional. They're the most sensitive sign of the zodiac, and it's ruled by the ocean. So arguably, they're the most watery, right? So this is about your hard control over those emotions. So an example is, in regard to hard control, if we always wait until we're in the mood to do something, it's not going to happen. Like if I only go to the gym when I'm in the mood, I'll never go. Or if I'm only in the mood to eat right, or if I'm only in the mood to do my work, I won't do it, right? You can't wait for you to be in the right mood, right? Because especially if you're a Cancer, you're given to wild mood swings. So the Chariot teaches us to be in control of your emotions and really keep an eye on the prize, right? I often think of the Chariot card in terms of Tom Cruise, who is a Cancer. And when he involves himself in a role, he throws himself in that ocean energy, and it's almost a matter of it goes beyond himself. So it's like he's throwing himself into this role, and the ocean is taking him in, and he couldn't stop it even if he wanted to. Have you ever done that before? Like you're working really, really hard, and you have that momentum, and even if you wanted to stop, you couldn't stop. Or maybe you're exercising or like that. So this card is really all about hard control. Don't wait for yourself to get in the mood to do something. I mean, it will help you to line up with what you want to do. So say you have a project that's a big pain in the ass. Well, before you attack that project, see yourself, create some quiet space and see yourself doing it. And flow love in the project, right? And then when you sit at your desk, the energy's already there. So all you need to do is show up. So keep that in mind. Yes, thank you, Ali. Mount the like button. Indeed. Oh, are you a Capricorn Aquarius? Oh, you do. You're very lucky. You have a very nice transit. We're going to be certainly getting to you. That's for sure. Leo. So Leo has a nice transit as well. So there's lots of love and abundance in your life, Leo, when it comes to your career and your spirituality. This will be nice. So you got the new moon trans 10th house of status, career, how the world sees you by virtue of what you do. So the first house is different than the 10th. The first house is what the impression that you make. Hi, nice to meet you. That's first house. The 10th house is what people might say about you, your achievements, what people think about you when they see you walking down the street, not necessarily knowing you, or they see you online or whatever. So it's a nice transit for your career, that's for sure. And you got a nice harmonious sextile in that mutual reception with Venus and Mars in Cancer, and that's making a nice sextile to your 12th, that Mars. So the 12th house, again, is all about your spirituality and your subconscious. So if you have career goals, well, do yourself a favor and see yourself achieving them. Definitely play over in your mind what you want to achieve professionally. The 10th house, where this new beginning is for you, this new moon, is all about your public image, your professional aspirations. And there's a lot of new beginnings here for you and opportunities for career advancement. You could get recognition, a promotion, new professional ventures. It's a really great time to set your career goals and fortify your reputation, make progress to achieving your professional ambitions. Also, 12th house, mutual reception and sextile. That's really nice because this is all about your spirituality, your intuition, and your subconscious. So tap into your intuition for guidance in your career. That's going to really help you. You also might get some really great ideas and impulses. I also think that with your new moon in your 10th and that beautiful sextile and mutual reception with Cancer, you can find deeper meaning in your work. You may discover your hidden talents that you can integrate into your work life. Maybe there's been stuff that's been bubbling in your subconscious and you're ready to flow it into your life. It's also a really nice time for healing and release. I would say one of the big things is, Leo, is to make sure that your subconscious is aligned with what you consciously want. Leo being ruled by the sun, they're very, very, very conscious, right? So that means that oftentimes there's a lot of stuff going on on a subconscious or even unconscious level. So you want to make sure that what you want consciously is absolutely aligned with what you believe can be achieved, right? So let's see, Leo, what card you get for some wisdom from the tarot for your new moon in Taurus. So some guidance for Leo for the new moon. Well, can't beat this with a stick. King of Pentacles. I mean, this is the rich guy of the tarot. He's king, so he's cardinal. And it's pentacles, so it's all about earth and groundedness. So this is really all about you taking initiative as a leader and as somebody who is really, really responsible for your life, right? So I would say with this card, it's a matter of if you're looking to manifest more money into your life, and you want to manifest higher status, professional success, well, you might want to just tap into this archetype. I mean, the tarot is available to all of us. You don't even have to get a deck. You could, screenshot or download King of Pentacles and make him, part of your day-to-day life. Maybe you use him as a screensaver, or maybe you put him on a vision board. But you do have these archetypes. He's this really, really rich archetype. He could give you ideas, right? So why not this period tap into that energy of King of Pentacles and maybe even, think about your life through the lens of this guy. Okay, well, how would King of Pentacles make an extra $10,000 this month? Ask yourself that, right? And if you're relaxed, you might get some answers. So that's a good card for sure. Happy new moon in Taurus, Leo. Additionally, Virgo. Well, Virgo, this is a nice transit for you too. Love and abundance is all around you when it comes to you expanding and growing, going beyond your stretch and going out in a limit. You might want to take a leap of faith over the next 2 weeks. That's really a big ninth house thing is taking a leap of faith. Also, the ninth house represents expanding your knowledge, higher learning, philosophy, even your spirituality. And you got that beautiful sextile and mutual reception with Cancer, Venus, and Mars in your 11th house. So your community could really help you, or a new community could help you. I think that's going to be really awesome. So you may actually want to consider going on like a group trip or a group venture. Sometimes they have these things like, oh, this group is going to the UK, or this group is going to, I don't know, wherever you want. But you may want to do something like that with some kind of group. You may also want to engage in a class, whether online or in real life. It's a really good time for social connections for you and collaborative efforts. The 11th house represents friends, your social networks, collective endeavors. And in a beautiful sextile with the 9th, there's this harmonious connection between your intellectual pursuits and your social interaction. So don't leave it lying there. Definitely utilize this energy. Find your like-minded people. Remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. You also might broaden your horizons. You may decide that you want to do something travel related. Maybe this is a really great time to book a trip, either with yourself or a group that you like. And also, if you're a humanitarian, this is a really great time for you to go after your humanitarian causes, right? I think as a Virgo, you're so service oriented. And I think that, that's very fulfilling to do things on a volunteer basis. And while you're there, you might meet some new friends. That might be nice, right? So let's see, Virgo, what wisdom you get from the tarot, this new moon in Taurus, how you can make the most of it. Oh, have I been not plugged in? Has my mic not been plugged in this whole time? Oh my God. I am so sorry. My mic hasn't been plugged in. How terrible. I have a microphone here, but it wasn't plugged in. Mercury retrograde now. I can't. Sorry if I've been so quiet. Foolish. Well, at least we got 6 signs left. Yes? Let's see, Virgo. Yeah, thank you, Casmar. You could hear me, but probably not that well. I'm going to have a talk with myself after this show. I will. Let's see, Virgo, what you get for some wisdom for your new moon. Wisdom for Virgo. 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 Wisdom. Ooh, well, this is nice. You have the Ace of Cups. So this is the root powers of water. So it's very, very, very positive. It's all about you getting in touch with your flow, right? Getting things to flow really good. It is an ace. So the aces always have to do with you having to do something and doing whatever it is that you can to flow with your energy. What is love flows, what is not goes. And this is an emotional seat of awareness, and it could take any form that you wish. Be a new creative endeavor. You might meet somebody that you really, really like, be it a friend or a lover, but you need to nurture the seed. But it is here, and everything starts with that flow of energy. So Ace of Cups is a really great card, Virgo. I would say, allow yourself to be inspired, allow your heart to be captured, and you'll find that new moon is really great for you. But you want to essentially look at how you can embrace adventure and community, or you could even look at it as embrace adventure as well as your hopes, dreams, wishes, and goals, for sure. Cool. And then Libra. Well, Libra, you must be very happy with this new moon in Taurus. It's in another sign that is ruled by Venus, just like yours, which is nice. And this new moon for you is really cool, actually. There's lots of love and abundance when it comes to sharing as well as your career. So you are probably going to be going through a bit of a rebirth. This is a little bit of a, I don't want to say challenging time, but let's just say when you're going under an 8th house transit, you win by letting go. That's how you win, because you need to be flexible. You need to relax, do whatever it is that you can to just roll with the punches. Because under an 8th house transit, most likely, especially if you have Taurus in your 8th house, most likely there's going to be some kind of letting go, some kind of moving on, some kind of rebirth, right? So you want to be very gentle with yourself during this period. The whole point of an 8th house transit is for you to actually see the dirt, the stuff that is toxic that you don't want to deal with anymore, anything that makes you feel bad. And this new moon is giving you an opportunity to say, you know what? New story. I'm getting rid of it. Yeah. And there's also this harmonious sextile and mutual reception with your 10th house. So not only are you empowering yourself by transformation, but you're also able to go to that next level professionally, which will be nice. So the 8th house, the big thing with that, it's all about transformation, rebirth, personal growth. It's a period of deep transformation and self-discovery. So it's a time for you to let go of old patterns, beliefs, embracing new beginnings. Just like anybody going through a 12th house transit, like Gemini, you may want to lie a little bit low during this period. With Venus there, though, there's a really great opportunity for you to go to that next level in your career. So putting this together, if you have a job that is ending, well, with Venus being so great in your 10th, there's probably a better job for you. So I've never heard of anybody losing a job that doesn't wind up better on the other side, right? Obviously, you can lose a job and then decide that you're going to, cry in your coffee for the rest of your life. But most times, if you lose a job or your job ends or a contract ends, there's something better. So keep that in mind, especially for right now professionally. This is also a really great time for you, Libra, for financial opportunities and joint ventures. That 8th house is all about boundaries. So it's about boundaries, meaning the ones that you set and the ones that you dissolve. So rule of thumb, something makes you feel good, well, lean in closer, dissolve the boundary. Something makes you feel bad, erect a boundary, and keep that person, entity, situation, whatever at bay, right? But you're going to be empowered this transit by determining where your boundaries are and where you also might want to loosen up, right? The 8th house also has to do with intimacy and sex. So when you are going through an 8th house transit, you need to determine like, okay, well, I need to be more vulnerable. Or do I need less vulnerable, right? Oh, are you a Cancer, Nick? Or Libra? Yeah. Well, it's a great time to switch jobs if you are, for sure. Yeah. I mean, this is such an abundant time. So many changes, roll with them. It's going to be really very positive. Otherwise, this is a really great time for you to embrace your personal power. So whenever you're having to go through an 8th house transit, it's all about doing whatever it is that you can to be empowered. You get empowered by letting go, by going with the flow a little bit more. So let's see, Libra, what card you get for your new moon in Taurus from the Tarot for you. Wisdom for Libra, wisdom for Libra, wisdom for Libra. Ah, isn't this nice? So you get 6 of Cups. Aleister Crowley, he really loved this card. He said it was one of the best cards in the pack, quote unquote. So the 6 of Cups, the answer to this card, or the energy of this card, is very much aligned with the past. And it's very nostalgic. It can have to do with remembrances of good things and good times, old feelings, right? And it also has to do with innocence, right? It's sort of about simple, innocent pleasures, right? Doing a good turn for another. You water your friend's plants when he's away, and then he, I don't know, walks your dog when you're away. Something like that, right? So think about sharing, right? And how you can do good things for other people. Also, in terms of romance, if you're looking for romance, and typically Libra is if they're not deeply involved in a romance, this card would suggest that enjoy, the tokens of early dating and romance, simple, innocent pleasures. But this card does advise, do not commit to anything until you are sure, right? Just enjoy it, right? Enjoy simple, innocent pleasures. Enjoy dating. Don't feel like you have to commit. You did miss Cancer. Nice to see you anyway, Regan. Yes, you'll have to rewind. So yeah, Libra, this will be interesting for you. I think with the 6 of Cups too, it is a water card, which is related actually to Scorpio. So one of the things that you may want to do is really look for this new moon and determine, okay, when I get rid of this stuff that no longer feels good, how do I want to experience more pleasure? And that's an 8th house thing too, right? Because it rules intimacy, the 8th house. So happy new moon, Libra. And Scorpio, speaking of 8th house, speaking about empowerment, Scorpio knows more than any other sign how important it is to empower oneself by letting go, or they're most familiar with how letting go can be empowering. It's not always easy for a Scorpio, but they are really good at it. And this new moon, Scorpio, is really a cool one for you. It's hitting your 7th house, of course, because Taurus falls in your house of partnerships. So lots of love and abundance when it comes to your partnerships, but also that Venus mutual reception to our new moon, as well as that sextile, because Mars is in Cancer as well. There's really great things around your 9th house, which is all about expansion, growth, and taking a leap of faith. So the big deal is, though, you're going to have an opportunity for harmonious partnerships and relationships during this period. The 7th house is all about your partnerships, your collaborators, even consultants, which is nice. So when a moon aligns with this house, it's time of new beginnings and potential harmonious connections. It also could bring you an opportunity for you to deepen your connections in your already current relationships. That'll be really, really nice. And with that 9th house sextile, you're going to have an opportunity to really expand your horizons. You might get involved in higher ed. You might travel. You might experience a new culture in some capacity. You also might want to share your ideas with the world, because publishing and broadcasting is a 9th house thing for sure. It's a great time for you to learn from others and to grow intellectually. And the big thing is for you, Scorpio, under this transit, you're balancing your personal feelings with your commitments. So there's a balancing act going on there. Your personal freedom with commitments. That's the thing that's a little bit weird about the 9th house and the 7th house. The 9th house is like going on an adventure and exploring new worlds. And partnership house, your 7th house, is about your commitments. So you may want to book a trip with your honey. If you are in some kind of committed relationship, you may want to go on an adventure together or even take a class together so your significant other doesn't feel left out. That could be nice. So let's see, Scorpio, what card you get for your new moon in Taurus for some wisdom. Tarot. Wisdom for Scorpio. Wisdom for Scorpio. Wisdom for Scorpio. Let's see. Scorpio. Oh, interesting. So 7 of Swords, Scorpio. You know, this is an interesting card. The 7 of Swords shows this guy, and he has all these swords in his hand. And he's like, if you notice his feet, if you notice his feet, he's on his tippy toes. So he's acting very stealthy, right? He's sneaking away, right? And he has swords in his hand. So, you know, 7 of Swords is really, at the end of the day, it can really be not necessarily stealing ideas and stealing intellectual property or stealing from other people. I mean, it can mean that. But I think in this context, with the 7 of Swords, especially because this new moon is hitting your 7th house, it could be about you just needing to be more diplomatic, right? You can say whatever you want, saying it with love. So say you're a mom and you really, really cannot stand your son's new girlfriend. You just can't stand her. You cannot tell your son, like, I don't like this girl, you shouldn't see her. What is he going to do? He's going to rebel, right? So you might want to be more diplomatic about it. So, well, what do you like about them? You know, be diplomatic. I think that's especially true with the 7th house partnership that you're going, transit that you're going through. Just be more diplomatic. Otherwise, I would say with the 7th house, you may want to plan things well in advance. So say you are going on a trip, you want to make sure that you're, looking at the reviews for the hotels and checking out what airlines or where to go. So definitely strategize and lean more toward preparation and strategy than just going for it. I think that'll really be that. Happy new moon, Scorpio. I hope you enjoy it. Sagittarius, your new moon is hitting your 6th house. So there's lots of abundance when it comes to your work, your health, your routines. And with Venus in Cancer, you have that mutual reception and that harmonious sextile Mars in your 8th house. So that's the house of letting go. This is interesting, 6th house and 8th house. I mean, I think of it almost as like you reach that point in which you're like, I need to start exercising, or I need to definitely quit this job, right? The 6th house has to do with your routines, your day-to-day processes, your health. And the 8th house is like a boundary. It's an ending. So you might say no more sugar, no more booze, no more this person in my life, no more of this job, whatever. So that's an interesting thing with that correlation between the 6th and the 8th. So if you want to make some changes in regard to your routine, this is a good time to do it. You can really flow better. So, the big thing with the new moon in your 6th, it's all about your personal well-being and your health and how you can improve your health, how you can feel as perfect as possible. So it's all about your daily routines and also self-improvement. I think that all of us are not all of us, but sometimes we can all be very quick to judge other people when really we have so much work to do on ourselves. It kind of doesn't make any sense, right? To focus on what other people aren't doing when we could be stepping up, right? I think that it's a good rule of thumb, especially under a 6th house transit, to get into the habit of seeing how can I be better? How can I improve? But Sagittarius, you're pretty evolved, so you say that a lot, right? With that sextile with your 8th, this is definitely a time of transformation and rebirth. It's a time of personal growth. So there's a nice link between you making your day-to-day lifestyle wonderful and letting go or transforming. So again, if you want a new beginning in terms of work or health, this is fine. It's also a really great time for increased productivity and efficiency. You might find yourself much more productive. You could streamline your life really, really well under this energy. It also is a time of financial and resource management. You might determine that, okay, well, I'm losing money in this, and I really think I should invest in this. It's a great time for you to assess your financial situation and develop strategies for long-term stability. That 8th house also has to do with investments, and you might find yourself finding these investment opportunities that can really positively impact your well-being. But the big thing is you want to notice the abundance that flows when you prioritize your well-being and you make your improvements, right? Improvements for success, but also letting go. Sometimes you just need to let go, and usually Sag does not have an issue with that. Hey, Sin, I think you'll like your Leo Taroscope. I forget what we had said, but you didn't get 10 of Swords. The Leos for the longest time when we were doing Taroscopes, I swear it happened like 3 times. Well, twice. They got 10 of Swords twice. We didn't get 10 of Swords today, Sin. So that's good. But back to Sagittarius. What do you need to know, Sag? Or what would be beneficial? What wisdom from the tarot will help you succeed during this transit? Wisdom for Sag. Wisdom for Sag. Wisdom for Sag. Speaking of Leo, you have the Leo card, Sag. So the Strength card it's all about soft control as opposed to the Chariot. This is about soft control. The Chariot's hard control. This is soft control. So we're always dealing with some kind of beast, right? The beast might be within, or the beast might be somebody else who's, difficult to control, right? So think of Leos in a lot of respects. They can be unruly at times, right? But we also can be, the big thing with the Strength card is we all have this beast within. We all have that energy of that beast, and the beast within us can be completely suppressed, and we don't even know what we want, and we're not in touch with our will, or we don't feel as if we're worthy of achieving our will. So the will can be completely beaten down and suppressed. Contrastingly, the will can be completely willy-nilly, and then throw a fit when it doesn't get its way, right? And that's when we can let that beast run around roughshod, right? So you don't want to do either extreme. You don't want to suppress your beast or repress your beast, but you also don't want it to round and create havoc. You want to guide your beast. You want to say, okay, well, this is my goal, and I'm going to guide it toward this, right? It also might be about you wrestling with certain things. I think especially if you are going in through a 6th house transit, you got to sort of be easy on yourself. Say you're trying to cut out, I don't know, say you love tapioca. You're like, I got to stop the tapioca. You got to, use your strength to assuage the part of you that really, really wants that tapioca, right? But be soft with yourself, be soft with other people, try to be understanding and compassionate. That's a main theme of the Strength card. So happy new moon, Sagittarius. Capricorn. Well, Capricorn, this is a nice little transit for you as well. Lots of love and abundance when it comes to your creativity and your partnerships. This new moon is transiting your 5th house of play, fun, and creativity. And it's harmoniously sextiling your 7th. And you also have that mutual reception with your 7th house of partnerships. So the big thing for you, this is a new beginning, Capricorn, your creativity and your self-expression. Your personal enjoyment. The 5th house has to do with things that you just really, really love. So you have a new beginning for yourself in terms of fun, play, creative endeavors. This could bring opportunities for artistic expression, maybe hobbies or passions that you want. The 5th house is about things that you just really, really, really love. And it's also about expressing yourself authentically. If you are a parent, this is a new beginning in terms of your kid, right? Or your children. Also, you got Cancer. That Cancerian energy, of course, is in your 7th. So it's a harmonious time for relationships and partnerships, collaborations. This is a really good time to foster harmonious connections between your creative self-expression and your relationships. So you could use this time for opportunities to enhance your partnerships, maybe do something creative with your partner, maybe take a painting class or do something exercise-wise with your partner. And if you're on the hunt for romance, well, this is the wonderful new moon for that. Romance and love affairs is governed by the 5th house. And you're lucky because with that beautiful energy flowing from the 5th to the 7th, somebody that you really have a lot of passion with could actually be a long-term partner. That's good. I always think the universe has this really weird sense of humor in that the house of true love, which is the 5th house, is not the house of partnerships, which is the 7th. So ostensibly, you could want with somebody that you just spend a weekend with and never see them again. A great lover might not be, a great lover, a good partner does not make. But with this beautiful transit between your 5th and 7th houses, Taurus and Cancer together, you might find somebody that's really, 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 really enjoy. You have romance and passion with that also can be a partner, which is ideal, right? So let's see, Capricorn, what you get for some wisdom for your new moon in Taurus. Ooh, interesting. So Wheel of Fortune is a great card. You have a change in destiny, right? The Wheel of Fortune spins. Oh, thank you, Allie from Canada. I appreciate that. Thank you for your super chat. I like your cat. So with the Wheel of Fortune, you have cycles that are completing and ending. When the Wheel of Fortune comes up, life starts to speed up. And it's also about destiny. And it's also about cycles, closing and beginning, right? This is the key with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is constantly spinning, right? Round and round it goes. But you need to not allow yourself to be inside the wheel. You want to be tossed around by this decision that somebody else makes or this act of fate that happened. You want to do what you can to stay centered at the hub of the wheel. And you want to watch your fate play out. I.e., okay, well, this didn't go well, that didn't go well, that didn't go well. So you're sort of looking at your destiny. I'm on a losing streak right now. I just am, right? You got to stay centered, though, and see what's happening. And then you can also, obviously, be at that hub of the wheel. And then you're like, okay, I had a win. Okay, I'm identifying this cycle. Oh, and there's an opportunity. I'm going to jump on it. So you want to stay centered at the hub of the wheel and really understand that your luck is going to be cyclic. you're going to have some cycles in which things go really, really well for you. And you're going to probably feel it. So if you feel as if when you're looking at your destiny spinning around, like, okay, this is going to be a very advantageous cycle for me, then you want to jump on, right, and take your opportunities. But it is closing a cycle, maybe also ending old patterns. I think that with this transit for you, you're starting a new beginning when it comes to relationships for sure, and fun and play. And as a Capricorn, you're going to grow old in reverse, meaning you're going to have a lot more fun as you get older, and you're going to even look younger. You're going to look younger most likely at 40 than you did 30, and maybe even younger at 60 than you did 50. So happy new moon, Capricorn. Aquarius. So Aquarius, you have this new moon hitting your 4th house. So lots of abundance when it comes to your domestic life, your home, family, your emotional security with the new moon in your 4th. And there's that harmonious sextile and mutual reception with your 6th house of work, health, daily routines, systems, and processes. So, you know, the big deal with Aquarius right now is to really focus on your emotional well-being and your inner peace, your inner harmony. Sure, the 4th house represents home and family, but really it's all about whatever makes you achieve that emotional well-being. So it's all about feeling at home within the self. It's a great time of emotional healing and inner harmony for you. You might find opportunities for deepening your connections with your emotions. You could be nurturing your personal life, creating a harmonious environment, and really reconnecting and establishing deeper connections with family members. That too, for sure. I would say the most important thing under a 4th house is to create a peaceful sanctuary in your home, someplace where you can go to like collapse and recoup and regenerate. That's the best use of this Taurus new moon for you, for sure. Now that sextile is hitting your 6th house, which is nice. So the 6th house has to do with your work, your daily routines, and your well-being. So why not put the two together, right? Why not incorporate in your daily routine breathing exercises or yoga or a walk with a friend? You know, those right combination of things that can make you well or happy and make every day more joyful, right? Because the more joyful you are, the higher your vibration will be, the better you'll fend off illnesses, and you'll attract more things to you. It also is a really great time to nurture your relationships with your colleagues. A really, really nice energy between your 4th house and your 6th house. It could really be about finding your work spouse, right? Or finding those people that you love working with, right? Teamwork is really big during this period for you. You could foster positive relationships, especially with coworkers. It's a really good idea to create a nurturing and cooperative work environment. Also, you might want to see what you can do at work to make yourself feel it more at home. Maybe you pack a lunch, you know, and you give yourself an extra treat, right, in your day-to-day work life. And the big thing for you, it's going to be all about productivity and professional growth as well. And you'll find that the two align. Like when you are feeling more at home within the self, more cared for, more loved, the 4th house transit, it's like the divine mother within. So if you're more connected with the divine mother within, you're taking good care of yourself, then you're going to work better, right? Because you're not feeling as if you're getting the shitty end of the stick, right? You're feeling like you're nurtured. Your cup is overrunneth. So make sure you put a little bit more energy into your home, and that's going to help your work for sure, and your health as well, right? So let's see, Aquarius, what card you get for your new moon in Taurus. Some wisdom for you this new moon. Tarot wisdom for Aquarius. Tarot wisdom for Aquarius. The Hierophant. Okay. Well, this is interesting. So the Hierophant is about groups, right? It's about groups and it's about values. This is the card actually is ruled by the sign of Taurus. So it's very apropos that you got it. But the about teaching of values and sharing values. So when you're in any kind of group, right, be it a work group or a school group or any kind of group, you all have some common values that you share together. And that's that group consciousness. Like when you're working for a company, ideally everybody in that company, their value is to make the company prosper, right? And with the Hierophant for you, it really is all about what role are you taking in terms of the group, right? And also what values do you have that you are identifying with in regard to other people? So what shared values do you have, especially in terms of your groups? I think in terms of your 6th house, this is really key because you're going through a transit that's all about your emotional security. So it may be important for you to find groups that really respond to yourself on another level, that really connect with your values. We have had Uranus and Taurus for a few years now, right? So that energy is really making us all reestablish and revamp our values. So you may want to look at what your new values are and really find those groups that align with those values. And that's going to help your emotional well-being as well, right? You're going to feel better being around people with whom you share values. So happy new moon, Aquarius. And never least, but last, Pisces. So Pisces, this is a nice, easy transit for you too, actually. You have lots of love and abundance when it comes to your communications, as the new moon in Taurus transits to your 3rd house. And it also is making this beautiful sextile with your 5th. Your 5th house of play, creativity. So communication is really big for you during this time. The most important person you'll ever communicate with is yourself. So make sure you're speaking nicely to yourself. The 3rd house, where you have this new beginning, represents communications, learning, self-expression. And for you, in terms of enhancing your communication skills, expressing yourself more, you may decide that you want to take a new class. You might want to hang out with some different people. It's a new air cycle, a new communication cycle. You also might want to learn something new. Maybe it's intellectual growth by studying more or reading more, or watching different videos, or it could be a legit class, right? It's a really good time for you to engage in courses, workshops, or self-study for sure. With that sextile with your 5th, it's a time of playfulness and enjoyment. How can you enjoy yourself? That 5th house is all about fun, joy, self-expression, doing things that you just really love. It could be hobbies, it could be just having fun, whatever it might be. So think about what playful activities you can engage in. And who knows, maybe it is something that you wind up learning. Maybe you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone with this mutual reception sextile between your 3rd house and your 5th house. Maybe you're going to enjoy a new class that you take, and that's going to be a form of creative self-expression. Also, lest we forget, the 5th house is also about romance. So you might have some romantic opportunities, if not romantic, well, creative collaborations and opportunities. So it's a great time to really work with others on creative projects. You may want to join an artistic community or join some collaborative endeavor. That could be really good. So let's see, Pisces, what you get from the tarot, some wisdom from the tarot for this new moon for you. Some wisdom for Pisces. Wisdom for Pisces. Very interesting. So with the 8 of Cups, I mean, he's strong. Look, he's in red, right? That's symbolic. But he's walking away from the cups. What are cups? Cups are emotions or relationships, anything that involves feelings, right? So in this card, he's walking away from them. And he's seeking deeper meaning. So I think Pisces, with you, with the 8 of Cups card coming up, this is a time of you moving on from things that are not great, so you can allow yourself to have that space for new communications, for more fun, pleasure, and play. So sometimes you have to release things and walk away from things. It also might be walking away from that. Oh yeah, well, I really can't do that, or my mind isn't, good enough to learn this new thing, or I really can't go out and have fun. Maybe it's a matter of you moving away from old feelings that are keeping you from learning something new or communicating in a new way. Or maybe you're moving away from old feelings about fun. Maybe you didn't think you could have fun anymore, and now you get to have a lot of fun. So consider what things you might want to walk away from and enjoy your new moon, because you're starting a new air cycle and this wonderful energy with your play and your creativity. So happy new moon, Pisces. And there you have it. There you have it, folks. Enjoy the Taurus. Remember, the energy is going to be active from today, which is May 19th, until June 3rd, when we have our full moon in Sagittarius. And you want to utilize that energy of the Taurus new moon, especially in relevance to where it's hitting in your chart, and just think about how you can attract new things into your life over the next 2 weeks. It's important to just focus on what you want, because that's the big rule, right? What we concentrate on, we get. We get what we focus on. So keep that in mind. Thank you, Sin, for joining, and thank you, Regan. I do appreciate it. I shall see you Monday, of course, for Astrology at 12 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, well, I shall see you, and enjoy your weekend, and have a very, very happy new moon, everyone.